Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life, South Armagh. All right, this video I've essentially made this video several times, but going back and finding the videos I've made concerning this would be difficult, if not impossible, because I have so many videos. Many people don't realize it, but I was raised by wolves. Yes. My parents were, hippie types, and they moved to northern British Columbia before they had me. And my parents built like a lean-to up against a rock cliff. And my mother was giving birth to me. And, she screamed. And that caused, because it was the middle of winter, and it caused an avalanche. And what happened was, I came out, my father grabbed me and threw me under this, it was sort of like a bed that they had made out of wood. And, the snow came and caved it in and killed my parents. And a few days later, or I don't know exactly how long later, some wolves, a pack of wolves came by, and they were sniffing around. They found me alive, and they picked me up and they took me away, and they raised me. And there's documentation of this. So if you question this, there are documents proving this. Many years later, I was probably a teenager at the time, and mid to late teens, I guess, and I had never been around humans. I knew about humans because my wolf family had told me about them, but, I'd never been around them. I mean, frankly, humans are a filthy, nasty, stinky creature. But Dr. L. David Meach of the International Wolf Center in Ely, Minnesota, he actually wrote a paper on me. The U.S. and Canadian governments, when they found out, that some people were out there in the wilderness, and they noticed a human living amongst this pack of wolves, and they told the authorities, and then the U.S. and Canadian governments, they investigated. At first, they didn't believe it, but then they got out there and, oh yeah, there he is. There's a human out there, and they captured me eventually. It wasn't easy. I gave them a fight. And for the first few years, they kept me in an isolated setting. And, but once I got out, I escaped and I went back to my wolf family. And until I met my wife, the only family I really knew were the wolves up there. And anyway, so that happened a few times, and eventually I was told that if I ran away again and went back to my wolf family, that the entire pack would be killed. So I decided to stay amongst the nasty, filthy, stinking humans. And, well, that's my story. So now you know the truth about me.